PG curriculum, which is again very important. All the aspects of PG
So
curriculum,
nice.
and little out of the syllabus, like life skills training and intellectual property rights. So just contacting people. The Rendezvous series started in January, that is this year of January, in which I thought, since I got to know people who are public health dentists at their heart and so much more beyond. That's how I would
Yeah, yeah.
describe.
Actually, it is
That's
a very nice platform because we get to know many people that
hmm,
we hardly seen only in conferences,
correct,
and they
correct.
can share their points.
Hmm.
It's a great platform actually. You're doing a very nice job. I think it takes lots of hard work and patience. I know
Patience, man, tremendous
arranging
amount of
all,
patience.
yeah, arranging all these things and managing everything. It takes lots of
Yeah,
patience and
thankfully
your
I
time.
had.
Your time is a big thing.
I mean, I of course, it wouldn't be possible without the support of my wife. Like, she is very good with
Yeah, I
technology.
think she's the backbone. Yeah, I know because I've been seeing her name with all
Correct.
the
Yes,
things.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
she's also a dentist, right?
No, 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 she isn't. She is not from
Oh,
dental background. So she is basically into business development organization and HR. So
oh,
basically
okay,
from
okay,
Mumbai.
okay.
We were lucky
Yeah, yeah.
to get married before COVID.
Oh, so lucky, so lucky. Now
Yeah.
you must
So,
have done with 20 people mostly.
that's what.
I mean, you have to avoid all of your friends
Exactly.
because
So
otherwise the relatives will kill you.
absolutely. That's how it went in that direction. And I think, yeah, November 2020, 2019, we got married. 2020, we just started off, just settling down, and then COVID came, and all our lives changed for henceforth,
Yeah,
I think.
forever, I think.
Forever,
After
forever. I
COVID,
mean,
this is before and after COVID, our lives.
absolutely. Yeah. And it's not going to come back to how it was earlier. It will always
Yeah, yeah,
be
definitely.
modified.
Yeah, unless we have a very good vaccine,
Correct,
we don't know
correct. Yeah.
how the effectiveness,
Hmm.
efficacy, it's all under question because
Yeah.
in 1 year, it's very difficult to create a very good vaccine.
Hmm. Right. So that is the major concern. Okay. Just give me a minute, Zaid. I'll just come back. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. No problem. But I fan the sound. അയ്യോ എൻ്റെ സാറൊക്കെ വന്നിരിക്കുന്നു എൻ്റെ യു ജിയിൽ സാറേ പുള്ളിയൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടല്ലോ അവസാനം
Yeah, welcome back again. Oh yeah, we have Dr. Puranik sir who's just joined in. Good
Yeah,
evening.
yeah, same. Puranik
Good
sir
evening,
is
sir.
there. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
Good, sir.
We're good, sir. We're good, sir. Nice to have you on board, sir.
Very nice. Yeah, thank you.
It's really good. In fact, today we will be talking with Dr. Zahir, sir, about
Actually,
fantastic thing. Yes,
sir was there in my UG college. He was principal. Actually, I put his picture. You will be seeing.
Oh, nice. Wonderful.
I have a picture with him.
Okay, then when Puranik sir was working in Kerala, correct? Okay, so
Yeah, my college.
Century,
was our best
right?
principal. Yeah, Century College.
Century. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Can we see you, Manjunath sir? I think we have Dr. Srivastav sir also. I think.
Hi, sir.
Good evening, Srivastav sir.
So nice to see you.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining in. I think again you'd be familiar with Zahir, of course, our guest for today.
Yeah.
Okay, Zahir. I think if you're good to go, we have people joining in eventually. And,
Yeah, no problem.
So, good evening, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome today's rendezvous special featuring Dr. Zahir. Now, Zahir is someone who's been my PG batchmate, and I'm so happy to do this session with him. I think it brings back memories of all those workshops and conventions and conferences that we share together. But today, I think what's really important for all of us to know here is Dr. Zahir has been working in various fronts, and specifically with creating a platform, a YouTube channel called Dentistry and More. So we shall be talking about that and how he's able to reach out to so many students and doing a very novel job by breaking the barriers using the portals of communication and the information barrier being torn apart to actually making dentistry more relevant and to making it more interesting and I would say in a more altruistic and a very simplistic fashion in which he brings to the panel. He, along with his group of content creators, I'm really happy to know that have been YouTube content creators for almost over a year now. I think they just completed a year some time ago. So I think we really thought it would be nice to have Dr. Zahir on our rendezvous session and have a couple of questions and how did all this happen and what lies ahead. So good evening, Dr. Zahir. I think I don't need to introduce much about you, I think, because the session is all about knowing the person, the efforts, and all of them coming together for the upliftment of our specialty of public and dentistry. So with that brief background, I welcome all the participants who've joined in here. Again, I'm really happy that we have very, very senior faculty members with us. So even they're very curious to know. And we have PGs also joined in. I think I'm just having a look. We just have Dr. S.S. Hiramat sir who's just joined in. Good evening, Hiramat sir. I think we have
Good evening,
Dr.
sir.
Ramesh, sir.
Good evening.
And Dr.
Good
Vinay.
evening. Good evening.
Okay, so I think with your permission, I think we can just start off the session for today. And yes, over to you, Zahir. I think you can.
Okay, thank you so much, Jansi, for all those kind words. Very good evening, my senior faculties, my teacher Manjunath sir, my teacher Hiramat sir, and all other teachers, and Jansi. So I'll start with my presentation. 1 second. Okay, so this is my YouTube channel, Dentistry and More. So I created as a digital platform for the dental students. So presently I work at Al-Azhar Dental College, Thodupuzha, which is near to Cochin. And recently I promoted as reader, and since we don't have any senior faculty, I am the HOD in my college. So it's just a little bit about myself. So I did my UG from Century Dental College, Kasaragod, during 2004-10, and we had Dr. Manjan sir as our principal, and he taught me the subject public health dentistry. And after that, I was working for 2 to 3 years. I mean, 2013, I joined PG in Kalagara Sankar College in Bangalore. So, as I said, presently I work at Al-Azhar Dental College. And what apart from this I do is biostatistics. I do since 2016. And I don't work in any clinic because I'm not very much into a clinical setup. I'm more into academics. I like being in academics. So this is about my post-graduation in Bangalore 2013-16. So my college, Kalagara Sankara Dental College, is very near to Manjan Sir's College, GDC. So this was a pic I want to share. This was taken during one event. I think someday, I forgot the day. In 2013, I recently joined 2 years, and first time I was meeting Manjan sir after he left our college. We had so much good memories with Manjan sir, because when he was principal, he was most supportive principal, I must say. He was so helpful in all our extracurricular activities, all our sports activities. Whenever we won a game, he offered something. He used to offer, if you win this game, you would get a kit. So he offered us a kit, cricket kit. And we got one kit, I think, if I'm not wrong. Then he was very supportive and a great teacher. He was so punctual. He closes the door exactly at 7:59. So after 8, we can enter the class. He was so punctual, a real teacher. So just the teacher who taught me the subject for first time, PhD. Then I'll move on to my guide, Dr. Rekha ma'am in VS. Such a lovely person. She never get be in an angry mode. All 3 years we had a wonderful time. She was so helpful. And my guide and mentor, Dr. Pallavi ma'am. The little one is my daughter. Pallavi ma'am was like a very friendly person. She helped me a lot, not just in academics. As a person, she advised me a lot as a person, how she changed me all 3 years. I should thank her. And then Sushi ma'am is like my friend. We had lots of discussion, not just on academic topics. We had satellite posting in Shantinagar. So whenever we were there, we used to discuss about politics, books, what not more. Lots of things. She's such a knowledgeable person. Everything, books, we had so many common authors. One author I remember, Paulo Coelho. That time she was translating one book of Paulo Coelho to Kannada. So she was a really nice person. We used to have teas while discussions. That was a surprising thing for me when a faculty orders tea for the students while discussion. Sushi ma'am and Dr. Rata ma'am, Nagastri ma'am, and Vijayalakshmi ma'am. These 6 people, these faculties were there at that time. I think still they are in this position 2013 to 16. These 6 people were there. And these 2 are my friends, Kopijis, Dr. Mamta and Kumar Raja, and my juniors, my department. This is Kochi conference. I'll go through this Manipal conference. And this I want to tell you, see, many people ask me, you and Denzi Lawrence were doing combined study and you both got the same marks. I said, yeah, we were doing combined study. So it was surprising, and Somehow I got this pic. I had to search my all laptop because this is 2016 pic. So I searched my entire laptop because I want this. So this was nice. We were studying in the same place, I think. Anyway, so this is my present college, Al-Azhar Dental College, and some of my department photos and other photos. So this was in 2019. I think last year Dentsu has won this, right? IHP award. I think it was online, virtual event. Yeah, luckily I had this real event where I could receive from eminent faculties. And my family, my wife, she is Dr. Shanila. She is presently working in my college only. She is oral medicine and radiologist. And my lovely daughter Ishal, she is 6 years old. Okay, let's start with the main topic, that is YouTube, dentistry and more. So this is today's picture. I took a screenshot of my main page. So this is the main page. If you go and search on YouTube to get dentistry and more, you can see around 8,000 subscribers. I started this in 2020 April 17th. I uploaded the first video. So let me go back. So when this corona hit 2020 March, colleges, I think around March 22nd, my college was closed for a 3 weeks period. So that time we were instructed to take classes like sending PPTs and asking students to write assignment and submit through WhatsApp. So the same thing I was doing, but later it was extended. So students getting bored. So I'm not a person who gives so much assignment. I'm more into verbal communication. I don't give imposition to my students. This writing part, I don't know. I don't like it. So I don't force my students also to do the same. So first I started this Zoom just for one time, because that time this Zoom came into picture. So always taking classes in Zoom. So I also did one class, but what happened was there was no network in my place. My village, there's no network, only 3G works. This is not going to happen. This low network, it's been cut many times, so no class is happening at all. First of all, the class has to happen, then only the interaction. There is no classes happening. So I left it out, the plan. Then I was thinking about what could be done. So what I did was, the first thing I did, I bought a small whiteboard and a marker pen, and I did one video on biostatistics, the simple one, measures of central tendency and measures of dispersion. So I was holding my camera in my left hand and keeping this whiteboard over a wall, and just started writing and recording simultaneously. It was very difficult, and I recorded it, and I thought of sending it through WhatsApp, but that time WhatsApp was able to accept only 16 MB. The maximum size was 16 MB, but my video was around 400 MB. So I was not knowing what to do. So I downloaded an app which could compress the video. But what happens was, when we compress that video, the quality will be so much compromised. You will not be able to see the digits properly. But that was the only option. So I sent through WhatsApp, and I took feedback, because it's very difficult to get a feedback. But students liked it because it was very convenient. Unlike Zoom, they could download it anytime they want, and they are happy with it because I take feedback. So they said, sir, this is nice, but the thing is quality. So I had no options. I had to do this way only. So I uploaded, I think, 2-3 videos the same way, WhatsApp. But again, all this problem was there. So that time, one of my student, Nehla, I still remember her name. I should thank her for this channel. She asked me, sir, why don't you upload the same in a good quality to a YouTube channel So it will be there for a while. It can be useful for many students for the upcoming batches also. So like every Gmail account holder, even I do have a YouTube channel. Everybody will be having a YouTube channel. So it was there from 2009. So I uploaded the video into that YouTube channel. The same video, all those measures of central tendency, that 3 videos, those were the first videos I uploaded in last year, April 17th. If you go and see, you can see it's very low quality. The mobile camera problem, it's all shaking, so many wires. You can see all the other things in my room. After that, what I did was I started doing mobile recording of PPT, not the screen recording, mobile recording of PPT. So 2-3 videos I did like that. So one of my friends suggested this screen recording is possible. I was not knowing anything. I was starting from the scratch for this YouTube channel. So I opened the YouTube channel. I started learning how to do the screen recording, and then one app I downloaded in my laptop. After that, I started uploading videos through screen recording. But my laptop was a very old one. It had lots of issues, lots of background noise. So then I downloaded an app to denoising because of this fan sound. So lots of disturbance. So many people started commenting, my students. So I did that app. Still, it had lots of problems. So I think most of the PhD topics were of this kind, screen recorded with lots of background noise and all those things. But what happened was, slowly the subscribers count is started increasing. I was not knowing this because I had no intention of creating a YouTube channel to make money or to, I don't know. I just wanted a medium to support my students on this COVID period because Zoom was not working. So this was my medium of communication, my medium of teaching. But slowly, this subscribers count was started increasing. I was getting so many comments. Most of the comments were negative only. So this is not good. Audio problem, video problem, so many problems. That time I realized I should do in a good way because this is going to be helpful for many students. So I think around 70-80 videos, I bought a big board and a tripod with a tripod holder and with a mic. So till 100 videos, I was not using a mic. You should use a proper mic. So I bought all these basic stuff, tripod. And after that, I started recording using a tripod with camera and using all these mics. So by the time PhD topics were over, so many students asked me, the third year students, first year students started asking me, sir, we want help, we want lectures like this. So I started working on other subjects. It's not very easy. We need to learn well. So I started oral path, dental anatomy, dental histology. So meanwhile, I was asking my friends. Before that, I approached most of the faculties. I thought of a channel for college first, but it was not working because of many reasons. Not all were very happy with this YouTube channel for a college. I think many colleges are having YouTube channel now. Savita Dental College is having YouTube channel. Many colleges are having. They keep on uploading content. So then I approached my friends. I must say friends, not colleagues, friends. Dr. Priya, you must be knowing Dr. Priya because she was there in Davangere when she was doing UG. So she did most of the oral and maxillofacial surgery videos. I think around 60-70. She is a staff in my college also. We were doing PG same time in VS. And this is my wife for my head. Then all are my friends and some are my students. They help me with these carving videos, this dental fabrication videos. So out of friendship, all did videos, not because of any other commitment, just because of friendship. So after that, many people approached me. They wanted to do videos. So few people, any such suggestion I would accept, but not for money, because it would definitely give a help for all the students who are suffering in this pandemic period. So that was how it started, and these are my content creators. So regarding the effectiveness, so the best part of this YouTube channel is very convenient for students. That was the most attractable thing in YouTube, because this network issue is there everywhere. Unless it is a metro city or a prime city, you have this network issues. So students nowadays, they want to learn at their own time. They are not ready to listen to teachers. That's what I found it. New gen kids are like that. So once we ask them to learn such a topic and we provide them material, let them learn their time. But we should make sure that they learn this. Second thing is backup. So the first thing I faced when I started uploading through WhatsApp is it is so many videos, and the students are not able to make out which was the first one, which was the last one, and they miss out many videos. So if you're uploading it YouTube, so it will be there, and you can make it as a playlist, subject wise playlist or year wise playlist, and it will be there for lifetime. So that was the best part. But the problem is there will not be any feedback. If it is a Zoom, you can have a direct interaction. If there is lots of limitation, but you have interaction, and you have no assessment in YouTube. But what I do is, like I said, I ask my students to send audio. If they watch one video of certain topic, they should send audio, the gist of the concept. They should send back the audio, then only they get attendance. That's what I following last 1 year, 1.5 years, to keep track of the attendance. So they are very happy with it. Around, I think 90% of students are happy with it. 10% is the outlays. They are there in everything. We can't satisfy those students. So my suggestions for faculties and colleges, so an exclusive channel for each department, or a year-wise or a college. So many colleges are doing, I've seen many college YouTube channel. They can, one can manage this, moderate this, how it is being collected, it is being edited. One has to be there to organize all these things. They can do or upload videos. The creators, I mean the department wise, they can just create videos on laptop. They can give it to this person. You can edit it nicely in a standards, the YouTube channel standards, and upload it on a regular basis, like how we used to take classes in college, our offline classes. On the same day, same time, we can upload it, we can schedule it in YouTube. So it will be a good suggestion in this period, because we don't know when this is going to end. So that is the suggestion from my side. Every college or department can take up this idea. It's a very, I'm not saying it's a perfect one, but it is very helpful compared to the Zoom or Google Meet classes. So this is not a success mantra actually speaking, but because I never wanted to be a successful YouTuber, I don't know how to define it. But if anybody wants to do content on dental subjects or education for any topic, they need to follow these three things. One, you need to be very passionate about the thing what you're doing. The content should be very thorough, should be very passionate, and you should have good patience, because it takes lots of effort. You need to edit it, sometimes you need to retake the same video because of some problem, and you need to foresee many problems over the period because you get lots of bad comments, lots of negative comments. You get whatever you do, and doing it for good cause, but you get lots of negative comments. So these three things should be very confident. Should be when you are doing a YouTube channel. So this is. But I don't know. I might get a question about this because this is the question I get most nowadays. How much money you make? Is it possible to go with YouTube as a career? So see, it is not about money making. There are many people who makes lakhs and lakhs from YouTube. So we are teachers. We cannot be completely into YouTube. We can keep it as a part time. So the main thing is you can make money. A little bit of money you can make. More subscribers, more views, you get more money. So that is simple maths. So for minimum criteria is you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hour in the last 12 months. You need to create these two in last 12 months. I think mine was achieved in some around 6 months. And you need to be very careful with the copyright issues in YouTube because you cannot use any musics because you get copyright issue. If you get 3 copyright strike, your channel will be terminated. So you need to be very careful. You can download the music from YouTube Studio. There are lots of music. You can download the music from YouTube Studio and upload the same. You cannot do any other music. And lots of things. If you get more subscribers, like 1 lakh subscriber, you get lots of paid promotion and sponsorship. You get lots of products to promote. And YouTube membership also is there. You can create premium content only for your members. But for this type of channel, it's not possible because it's an education channel. It's for everyone. We can't keep it as a premier membership channel. So this is there. If anybody wants to start a YouTube channel on any content, this is a basic criteria. So this is a website I started I think 2-3 months ago with the help of my student Roni. He helped me with this. So you can create a blogging site or a website in WordPress. So this is like instant articles, what you see in Facebook. Instant articles are there. You can create it in that way and you can share it. This is also a way of, but this is just a reading, not for mainly education purpose. Just for fun, I started a YouTube channel. So that was my presentation. I can show you my YouTube channel once. 1 second. So this is my YouTube channel. So you can see this is all I made in I think last 6-7 months. Before it was a simple channel. All this beautification I did recently. So you can upload videos under various playlists. You need to create playlists. You can see all the playlists, pharmacology, demonstration videos, conservative, the question paper discussion. I put some A to Z series, endodontics, pathology, and dental histology, all the instrument demonstration, pedo. Every subject is there except some second year, some pharmacology, I think few videos. So you need to create a playlist because it's easy for students to take up one, because now I think around 500 videos are there. It's not very easy if you don't create playlist. Once you create a playlist, when a student enter your channel, he directly goes to this playlist and open the subject he wants. Just see which is, let me say, public health dentistry. So sorry. Directly this ad will pop up. So this is one video. I need to skip this ad.
Yeah, just play the video.
Okay. Yeah. This is the first video I was saying. So you can see I was holding my camera in my left hand. You can see all the wires are there. So it was a good quality one, but when I compressed it, so it became like this. I think this was the first video. Okay, so that was first video, and the latest video I can show you. Okay. So this is a video which I uploaded 3 years back. I'm sorry, 3 days back. So after that, I did all this with the help of my friends, all this intro, outro. So after that, I learned a bit of editing, how to do all these pictures popping up. All those things I learned, I think, after 5-6 months, because once you are into YouTube, you will keep on improvising yourself. The technical side, because I was literally a zero on the technical side, was not knowing how to upload a video. I went to YouTube itself to learn all these things. There's irony. Anyway, that was all about my YouTube. I think I took along. So that's it. My presentation over. Then see, you can ask me anything if.
So yes, Zahir, I think yeah, are you able to hear me? Clear, no?
Yeah. I'm able to hear you.
I'll just stop the sharing.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's quickly go back to our panel here. All right, so request everybody to please switch on their videos. I think we can just have a casual conversation. I have some questions for Dr. Zahir today. I think before that, before I head in there, I'd like to, for everybody who's attended the session, starting with Dr. Hiramat sir, say your thoughts on this. Zahir has been doing amazing work in this direction. So, your opening remarks, sir, please.
Good evening, Dr. Janji and Dr. Zahir. Believe me, today is a new experience for me. Though I'm there in dentistry and public dentistry last more than 45 years, it is something entirely new. And I'm very happy to know that somebody like Zahir can go in a different field, where personally I do not have any experience at all in the YouTube and other things. But hats off to his enthusiasm and the zeal to take care of those kind of teaching programs and the learning program, especially in the pandemic, online these sessions, which is going to help many of them who are interested to learn the things. And what I liked the most was, though he started in the beginning with in a very, I should say that he showed me that holding the camera in the left hand, writing the papers. I remember those days of I'm talking about almost 30 years back, where we used to write with the chalk piece and the blackboard in the class, in the first class. That was in 1974 when I took the class. So he reminded me of that things. And the same thing, I really not only like the idea and respect him that he said that one should have a passion and the patience and perseverance to continue in the profession, so that day will come, that time will come, that definitely there will be an appreciation for your efforts and enthusiasm which are shown for a further progress. I'm very happy, Dr. Zahir. And
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed, sir. I think the whole journey of how dentistry and more has carved out, and it's really a proud moment for us, for public and dentists. I think Zahir being one truly utilizing and putting this into action, and not just restraining to public and dentistry, but going beyond that, and over 500 lectures. It's a huge and a massive effort. So we really appreciate that, Zahir. I think.
Thank you so much, Nancy.
I think quickly we'll go on to Dr. Manjunath sir, as the firm and wonderful teacher that we know sir as. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Dempsey. It is very nice to hear that Zahir is doing very well.
Thank you, sir.
Otherwise, also I have memories with Zahir. very energetic person. This is what I understand. Like when I recall our association with him during our century days, and later as a PG also he did very well. He was top in his batch. I had an opportunity to be his examiner for mock exams, other things.
Yes, I remember.
He was almost there. Like he was very much matured, I felt, and very well balanced person. This is something which I appreciate, because this is one quality public health dentist has to have. And the other thing is the passion. What I noticed from his thing is he would continue to be in academics. Academics is challenging. So when you have a field where you can open your practice, money is something which is more attractive. Still, you hold yourselves to be in academics. It is a very challenging thing. And when you go into such challenges, you find your own ways. So from holding the board, now you are a great YouTuber. It's a great thing. It's I really appreciate. With this, I think you can reach more people. And if you are a good teacher, definitely students are going to appreciate. Without any discrimination, because students, even today, I feel they are in need of good teachers. Teachers make a difference. Books, teacher is, I feel, like a bridge between books and a student. Very nice, Dr. Zahir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
I think that's really heartfelt words coming from Zahir's teacher again, from the time and century. Growing through the years, it's been really fantastic. And just to mention that at this point of time, I think by far the YouTube channel Dentistry and More, as per my knowledge, is the largest platform for dental videos, which is independently run, not backed by an organization or a corporate background. It's
no. Actually, videos. There are many channels.
There are,
around. Dr. T is the best channel, I think. It's one run by one Pakistani dentist. I think
yes.
One lady dentist. It has got around 1,30,000. But it was started, I think, some 3-4 years back. Many channels are there.
I think.
But content is different. Some were focusing only on one subject because they are good at one subject, so they were doing that subject.
And I think no other public health dentist has done this, so we can give that.
I think so.
We can give that title to you, and absolutely.
Thank you, Ranju.
Thank you, Puranik sir, for those comments. I think quickly, if I'd like to ask Dr. Srivastav sir, again, who's joined us in here for the session. Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, now in today's world, with the increasing pandemic, I think these are the tools which are going to use to reach out to the students. I think we have to be innovative in our way of teaching to reach out the students. We cannot go offline nowadays. It is through online only we can reach out to people. So this is one of the ways, this is the innovative ways which we have to explore and try to implement ourselves to reach out to the students. I think this is a very innovative practice of teaching. And thanks to Zahir for
Thank you, sir.
giving us an insight to this.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you, sir.
And all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you from Srivastav sir, again, very senior faculty from specialty. So I think we also have another teacher with us, Dr. Krishna Priya. I think if you'd like to say a couple of words on your thoughts on this, Doctor. I do have a couple of questions for Zahir quickly after this Q&A session. Now, Zahir, meanwhile, I think this whole journey of YouTube, right, discovery and exploration. Let's go back to a little bit about your community experiences. Of course, what made you take this up, and immediately after PG, there were a lot of options, right? COVID was a situation, but apart from these things, why do you think public dentists are more suited for this, or we just happen to be by chance into the teaching fraternity? And how did you think of the digital connect? When you started all this, because community learning, someone who's rooted in public dentistry, think of this as a viable option. So how did it all start? If you could just give us some.
Okay, I'll start from my passion to PhD.
Yeah.
I must say, I had no intention of taking PG like any person in undergraduation. Even I was taught awesome teacher, Dr. Manchan sir, but I had no intention of taking PG in PhD, because it was in UG time, it was the most boring subject, because the topic we deal with, we know, everyone knows how the PhD. All agree that the subject is very boring when we are in UG time, but it became very interesting in PG. So after my undergraduation, I was working 2 years. Then I made myself up, like I had this thought that academics should be my way, not the clinical practice. So I quit clinical practice. Then I started preparation for my PG. That time actually I realized this community, I mean the PhD, as biostatistics. So this maths really gave me an interest, because I am like a maths person. I am so much into maths. I really like maths. So this maths problem gave me a different view of PG. So I thought even on a job aspect also, that time in Kerala there were lots of vacancies in our subject, because Keralites were very less when we do PG 2013. I think now it is almost saturated, but that time these two things, to be very honest, two things. One is biostatistics and second one is a job opportunity. And this clinical side, not very happy with this clinical setting, this 9 to 5 job, going clinic, coming back, and all these closed spaces. So I'm more in a good, happy condition when I'm in a big place, college, students, more faculties, more people, and more into teaching, discussing with students, interacting with students. So that sort of thing made me choose PhD. So when I got this Comet K, so I could take some of the clinical branches, but my first comment in that Comet K center, counseling center, which college, which branch? I said PhD, VS Tendal College. He was asking, you have other options in Coorg, Sulya, because Bangalore, I wanted in Bangalore, because that time most of my friends were in Bangalore doing IT. So all were settled in IT. So I wanted to be in Bangalore at least for 3 years. And so PhD was the main thing, is biostatistics. And I do biostats for, I think, last 4 or 5 years. My thesis, I only did my thesis. My guide never knew because Kalai ma'am thought it was done by somebody else, because it was having all this regression analysis, correlation. And when I was doing PG, I did most of my seminars in biostats because it's very nice to do seminars on things which is actually, it's very interesting for me, biostats. So I still do biostats for many people. So it's actually, for me, it's I'm liking it. I'm liking the way of doing biostats and explaining things to my clients when they call and they said I'm not understanding. So I started explaining. So it really gives me a pleasure. So PhD, why PhD means this one, biostats.
That's really nice. I mean, like we all know, Zahir, I think you picked onto a few areas and you knew how was it going and all of that, right? Now, immediately after post-graduation, did you at any point of time get fed up with a routine mundane teaching job, the same set of it, or did you think of expanding? Because if there were no COVID, probably this idea would not have come, or you would have planned it out anyways. Like you wanted to, change the platform to a digital portal one day, someday, maybe. So, what are your
Definitely, I must say this: Dentistry and More is a child of COVID. Because if COVID was not, this wouldn't have happened. Because we were going in the same track. We need to have a different scenario to create something new. We're doing, but I was happy with this academics because I said no. I'm so much into academics. So we passed out 2016, I think August or September, I think.
Yeah, we had.
So then I joined, in GDC, Thrissur, Kerala. That was a temporary job. After that, I soon shifted to my present place. But I'm happy with this profession of teaching. But it's different for people because some people take PhD because they have no other options left. I think they might be having stressed out because of too much of academics, too much of teaching, because they could have done well in preparation, so they could have gotten a clinical branch and be excel in clinical practice. I never thought in that way.
So Zahir, what if you noticed, according to you, the basic curriculum for undergraduation, since you have a fairly good understanding, and since you also have ventured into videos for all other specialties, what do you think is the need for our undergraduate curriculum as of now, like to revive dentistry, to make it more appealing, not just in related to our subject, but generally also? So what do you think are the challenges there, and what needs to be done?
Main problem is our UG curriculum is running some 20 years behind. All the techniques we are teaching our students, which is now we're using in clinics, because we are still teaching our students amalgam. Amalgam is nowhere used. They've been learning for, I think, 1.5 years, 2 years. I'm doing many cavity cuttings. Most of the cavity cuttings, it is on amalgam. 1 second, then see. This noise is there.
Okay, we just had Krishna Priya joining. Hello, Krishna Priya. Hello, Doc.
Hello, very good evening to one and all.
Good evening. Yes, so we were just chatting with Dr. Zahir here, and I think you've been there for the presentation. So everything, the story behind dentistry and more.
Very happy to know about Dr. Zahir, actually, the way he's passionate about academics. I feel very like-minded, like very few people are very much into academics, even though they belong to our specialty, but still they'll be like, we are interested still in clinics only, like how we can club both clinics and academics. That's the way we get to listen to people. But yeah, the way he carved his way in the sense, the way he just told how he is interested in biostats, all this, what to say. It sounds like he is going to make biostats interesting with the students too. Very nice to know about you, Dr. Zahir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dr. Priya, for those comments. Yes, sir. Please.
Is it disturbing? Then see, this Azan is playing.
It's okay. I think we'll let it. We have, I think, Dr. Ayap Raj also just joined us. Hello, Raj. Yeah. Can we hear you, Dr. Raj? Very interesting to know, a lot of people in this direction. And Zahir, just sharing.
Hi, Ranjay.
Hi, Raj. Hi.
I'm so sorry. I'm in a place where the connection's pretty bad.
Okay.
So I had a little bit of lag.
All right. So for everybody else here, Dr. Ayap Raj, he's again a marvelous mind behind an app That's DenSync, which is basically created. We did have Dr. Raj feature on one of our rendezvous sessions. It's good, man. Like content creators coming across and pitching in. So great to have him as well. Okay. Yeah, Zaid, please. Okay.
Where was I forgot.
Yeah, the UG, what needs to be done, we definitely
okay. So this amalgam, I was saying about amalgam. So we are still teaching students about amalgam. So I think we need to include the present clinical scenario, more of present newer techniques, newer materials, new innovations to UG curriculum also, because once they step into a new clinic for practice after UG, they are like came back from an older world, because we are teaching very old concept. I think 90% of the clinics are not using amalgam. So similarly, many things, our textbooks also, it's never updated. We teach the same textbooks what we were learning some 10 years back. So I think the curriculum should be updated to the present needs, the present changes, the clinical scenario, because dentistry is what getting innovated day by day. Lots of new things are coming up. So our UG students, for them, the post-graduation is must. I think for many people, post-graduation must to have a good clinical practice. Otherwise, they need to have lots of consultants and they won't earn anything. So most of the money consultants would take and go. So we need to update our curriculum for UGs.
Absolutely. So Zahir, I think that was really well said. What is needed is the curriculum reforms. Now moving on to certain lighter things generally, right? So of course, Zahir is someone who's you've all the time hooked onto YouTube and creating content videos and amazing stuff for all of the students. What are your general preferences when it comes to movies and web series? What is Dr. Saeed watching?
Yeah, actually I don't watch series. I'm not a series person. My wife is a series addict. Okay. But I don't watch series because I don't know, series you need to be very patient for the next thing. So I don't have that patience. I can have patience with YouTube to create content, but this patience I don't have. I need to be settled for everything. All the story has to be end by the session. So movies I like. I watch lots of movies. All my local language funny movies, all Hindi, English, we have lots of access, Netflix, Amazon Prime. So I watch all good movies. Series I don't watch mostly. Okay. And I used to read books, but since this channel started, I don't have much time because you need to be in that world to read a book. So whenever I open a book, I thought of what to create next on YouTube. So my mind is there, so I'm not able to read books because I was reading lots of books. That was my hobby, really, reading books.
And just to tell everybody else here, and Zahir as a batchmate, I think was pretty much very, he still is a very shy person by nature, and is more of doesn't sticking around even at our conferences. I remember when we were when me and my friends were in the loud and noisy lot, Zahir was the silent guy, who's, I'm so happy today, and it's really extremely memorable personal moment. So it's great, man. It's great, because you are what you are, but it's the ideas which you put to life and to bring this forward. Okay, so quickly, I think we can have anybody questions. Otherwise, I'd like to wrap up the session for today. Towards the end, Zahir, some questions related to what advice would you give out to students if they want to build on this digital platform? Like for teachers, yes, you have shown us a way how they could build on that. But because a lot of students go in meaningless, just browsing and just scrolling down social media pages, but how could they channelize, even in the realm of Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of that, which the barrage of information we're having. What would you advise to students, when it comes to surfing habits, and how well they can become influencers in a positive way, and in the end bring out, the dentistry need and in a gap for developing it on a whole level. So what would you say to your students?
Yeah, I think we faculties, we teachers should guide them what to search, where to search, and how to search, because they don't know. If they need to learn something, they directly jump to YouTube and they type thing. So we need to guide them where to search, what to search, and all those things we need to guide them. We should direct them in a proper way, because they don't know. They have is mobile, and they have all distractions. So they spend very less time on the academics or the thing which really matters, like dentistry. Most of the time they will be in Facebook or Netflix, Amazon Prime, many are there, I don't know. So a student should be guided properly in this scenario: how, where, when, exactly which content you should search, and how to search, and all those things. I think each student can be guided by his teacher. That's what I think. Students by himself or herself cannot go in a proper way. They should be guided, and we other people should guide them. I think we have that responsibility also, not just teach them. We should teach them what to search, how to search, because it's an ocean. It's full of all the positives and negatives. So we need to guide them in a proper way.
Absolutely. I think that's really well said, Zahir. Now, what are the future plans like when you talk about the channel now you have been building upon? And I would say now that you're epidemiologically significant, because you've so many.
Nice that terminology. Yeah.
Excuse me, Dr. Denzi, I have a question popping up in my mind too.
Yes.
Just a quick question, like what is how much time you need, like with Dr. Zahir, to make up your video like this, to do all that groundwork and all, like for making a video?
Yeah, actually, ma'am, it's easy when you are familiarized with all these basic things. If you know how to do the editing, if you know how to upload the video in YouTube. Actually, in the beginning, I had spent more time in the YouTube and editing more than the time which I taken for creating the content. But now it's very easy for me to record a video. I take some 5-10 minutes, and uploading the same I take maybe 5 minutes. But in the beginning, it was like 1 hour. Some videos took 1 day. In the early videos, all the public health videos, the beginning time, because you need to have a good technical side expertise. So it is very easy once you are into this.
Yeah,
it's very
what
easy.
actually I want to know. Sorry to interrupt you. That's what actually I want to know. Like, what is it expertise we need, accessory skill set we need, basically to do all this?
Yeah, accessories. We need a good camera. Mobile camera is fine. With good storage, because it will be stored. Otherwise, you need to have a backup. A hard drive is fine. Then you need to have a tripod holder. You need to have a mic. If you're doing it on a board, means you need to have all those board and marker pen. Otherwise, the direct screen recording means only mic is required. No tripod, nothing. So you have softwares. Screenomatic software is there. Can do screen sharing. OBS Studio is there. There also you can do screen sharing. Then you need to convert it to MP4 format. So MP4 is a format. Then you can directly upload to YouTube. Little bit editing is needed, because somewhere we'll be making noises, background noises. Because some of my video has all those problems, background noise. My nieces, nephew were crying. All those were there in the beginning, because I was not knowing how to do editing, nothing. Because now I know, because I've been in this YouTube for one and a half years. So I know how to remove all those noises. So you need to learn little bit about, not to be on a pro level, little bit about this editing work and YouTube guidelines. It's very careful, because YouTube is very strict. You cannot do any copyrighted content. Like education is fine because you can reproduce the content for n number of times, but only about the musics, the pictures which you upload, and you need to put it under a different license, because YouTube has two types of license. One is standard license, and other one is some sharing license, which can be, I think, reproduced. Anybody can take up not the video, the content. Video also they can take up, because we are giving others permission to take up those videos. So that is two types of license. If it is the standard YouTube license, nobody can take. But most of the education channels all will do the second type of license, because it is to be for everyone.
Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you, Zahir. I think for clarifying a lot of doubts for the audience here, and how to start a YouTube channel 101 series.
Yeah, anybody can start, but like I said, you need to be very passionate. You need to have good patience, because most of the YouTube channels will die after some 10-20 videos eventually. It is not to create subscribers, it is not to create anything else, not to make money. It is for what you do. You like something you do, you can create content on that. So automatically all these subscribers will add up, because my mind was around 250 subscribers, because my college was 250. My final years, first year, second year, maybe 500, but it is reaching to 8,000. So because I was not running behind subscribers, I was doing content because that's what I like to do. So if you have some content which you are very passionate, which you like to do, you can create content on the same thing. Only thing you need to be good at some basics. Rest all will follow you, all subscribers, everything.
Great. I think that's a very candid way of saying this, and again, kudos to you, Zahir, for pulling this off, and for adding to the value of education. I think dental education has to transform itself with the changing time and space.
Exactly.
And we are really happy that a public health dentist is doing that in his own realm, and YouTube breaks barriers. And today, if you're able to look up for recipes on YouTube, there has come a time where you look up for even biostatistics on YouTube. So I think it's all there. It's all there in that idea, and all that we need to know about creating content is already available on YouTube. So everybody, it's out there. It's just that you put the let us say empower it to the skill and then make it happen. So thank you so much for that. And before we wind up the session, I think let's take some comments from panel here. I think Dr. Hiremath sir, your closing thoughts on this on the session, because you're someone who is grounded to today's development and technology, and who's
yes,
also
exactly.
So I think some thoughts from you, sir.
I'm so happy that I don't want to express anything in words, because it's something amazing. A public dentist going on a technological side and developed some kind of a media for a communication and teaching purpose. I'm extremely happy, and hats off to his passion, that though he tried from the beginning, from the grassroots level, and he reached the stage where he's so confident that he can definitely in a position to help many people, so that it will be more useful in a time to come. And still, I don't understand what was his passion for developing this kind of an entirely new field, going away from that thing. At the same time, I really appreciate his spirit that he still wanted to be an academician and is continuing that. And that is one thing good. And I'm very happy, Dr. Zahir. Wishing you all the best in the future endeavors. Take care.
Thank you so much.
And at the same time, Dr. Denji, again, time and again, I would like to mention that you are the one instrumental in bringing out many good things on a platform, and those that bringing everybody together in such kind of a times. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words. I think that's always supportive and encouraging, coming from someone like Hiremath sir, who's been the leading light for us in our specialty. I think let's hear from Dr. Manjunath Puranik sir. I think who wants to be addressed as a teacher and teacher alone. I think that encompasses. Yes, sir. Your thoughts on this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Denzi. It was very nice hearing from Zahir. I just want to know, how do you manage the feedbacks? Like when you put a video, how do you get the feedback from the students or subscribers?
Actually, they comment on the video. There is a comment section, and 90% of the comments will be on a positive note, but you will get definitely some negative comments, because you cannot create a perfect product in any field. So there'll be some mistakes happening, some noises. You will be writing something, but by mistake you must be saying the opposite. So these people will notice only these negative things, and they will put comment. So what you can do is you can clarify it. If it is a gross mistake, you can put it as the mistake happened. You can just put under description there is a change in the content. But most of the negative comments I'll keep on removing because it will be disturbing for other subscribers. And I take most of the feedback from my students. Students keep on giving me feedbacks, because they know all the positives, negatives, all the suggestions. So from which suggestions I'll keep on improving, because we should be very open to all the criticism, then only we can grow, I think.
So what is your vision?
I'm very happy with this, so I'll do content on most of the dental subjects. So because this is a happy place, YouTube, because I'm helping my students. So I need to create a good platform where many of the students will be benefited. Most of the dental students will be benefited. They are in a new phase of pandemic. They don't have real teachers, they have just virtual teachers. So just be a virtual teacher. Dentistry in more is a virtual teacher who can be a more productive way, more innovative in recent times. So that is a main vision, sir.
Very nice. So you are an inspiration for all of us.
No, sir.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Sir, you guys have so much inspiration. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Very
sir.
nice.
Thank you for running
Thank you.
those
God bless
you. We also have Dr. Ayapraj would like to chip in. Yes, Dr. Raj.
Really appreciate the work that you are doing. That's something which you're doing pretty passionately. And personally, me actually working with a lot of content creators, I do understand it's a very, very difficult thing to do. And I could never imagine right now with the time which I have and the constraints which I have, even getting something a little small. But Denzi is doing it, and you are doing amazing work as well.
Thank you.
Zahir.
Thank you.
So
Sir.
I'm taking pointers from you guys and probably work on it. But I really feel that you give a good vibe to your students, and I would wish that I could help you in any way which is possible.
Thank you, Dr. Raj.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Raj again, who's like I mentioned ago, has developed a completely unique app for dental students and educators called DenSync. That is dentist synchronizing
Nice.
in one platform. So he's the chief architect, the prime architect of DenSync. We did have him feature. So again, we have a co-content creator and who's worked with them. So he knows the challenges behind this. So it's really nice to have you, Dr. Raj, on the session and chip in with that.
It's a very difficult job, and just to create a video, it would take around a week or two, and then I get the whole editing part which Zahir was trying to explain. And it's also one big hurdle for all the content creators, because they would have the knowledge, they can go and display the knowledge outside, but again, making your whole knowledge pretty acceptable by other people needs too much of editing, I guess, I feel. Because right now everyone's in the whole aspect of getting more content in a very less time, and that's the trend right now.
Absolutely. That's right. Very well said, because a lot goes behind the editor's table, and working, and every video is a result of a lot of effort put in, right from capturing to working on it and even publishing. I mean, it does sound very simple as when Zahir said it, but it did take him 1.5 years to reach here. So let's accept that fact as well.
Exactly.
All right. So thank you all so much. I think it was a fantastic session today. We wanted to explore the person behind, and I had a personal reason to do this because it was my friend Zahir back from PG days.
Exactly. Yeah.
We were tagged along in the rank list, and we are here together.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Always,
Thank
Dr.
you,
Hirawat,
Renji.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presence, sir.
Jayman sir,
Always
thank you.
been, Thank you.
Manjan sir,
Thank you very
thank you.
much. Thank you, Jay.
Mr. Priyam, thank you. Thank you
Puranik
so
sir
much.
as well. Thank you, Manjunath sir, for
Thank you.
being that source of inspiration for teachers, especially in upcoming thing. Thank you, Dr. Priya, for joining in and sharing your thoughts. And I think you've got all your queries answered. Dr. Raj, again, thank you so much. Dr. Srivastav sir, thank you for joining in. And thank you, Zahir, for doing this.
Thank you,
and
man.
like I
Thank
say,
you.
in the end, this experience is all digital, but the experience has become humanized because of real teachers and real efforts behind this. So I think it's a salute to all those wonderful content creators who feature on your channel and who are making dentistry more accessible and more reaching out to students and invariably making a mark in their lives. So thank you all so much. We'll see you soon at the next session of Rendezvous. We'll continue with the sessions as planned. And all of you, please do visit Dentistry and More YouTube channel. Please do share with all your student circles. It has given a lot of content absolutely free of cost, and it will probably change the way students perceive dentistry. And I'd see that in a way that how we all pull each other up and we make the betterment for the specialty and for our subject as well. So thank you so much for joining in and making this happen. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, Renji. Thank you all. Thank you.